Hi, welcome on mieux. In this video I will talk about the law of receiving. In my last video I talked about how to give from the heart. I hope you can see the rainbow behind me thanks to the sun and the nature. So please keep on watching. I will love to thank all of you for showing love to our channel. Please subscribe so you get notified each time we post a new video. And thanks to my great team for taking care of our Facebook page mieux and for editing these great videos. Thanks to each one of you. To start this video, I will love to begin with the quote of the great and beautiful Maima, which is, receiving is the highest form of living. So, when I started this journey of awakening in 2018, as I said, I explained once in my first video about Dr. Maya Angelou, I discovered our icon, Madame Oprah Winfrey. So, in one of her Super Sunday conversation, one of her guests was the great Rhonda Rhimes. We know her through many of her great works, such as Grey's Anatomy. So, in that Super Soul Sunday conversation, she was sharing about her new book, A Year of Yes, how she started to say yes instead of no to life, to invitation and so on. I will put a link in our video so you can watch also that video, please. So by listening to that video and watching the conversation at that time, I remember, or I asked myself what I was saying yes to. So by watching this video, I asked myself what I was saying yes to. And I remember a decade before, during Christmas, I had an experience with a sister. She brought me, or she gave me a beautiful coat, winter coat, elegant, very, very fancy, and I really appreciate it. I love it, and most of all I appreciate the fact that she invested money for me in that coat. And at the end of the celebration, Christmas celebration, she asked me why I was not happy about the coat. And I was a bit confused about that question, but I let it in somehow. So by listening to that conversation in 2018, I asked myself this question, what I was saying actually yes to. And last year, when I made the decision to do the inner work, to heal my life, to heal myself, that was one of the first questions I took into. What was I saying yes to in my life? And so, in doing it, I went back into my childhood, because in my childhood, since the time I started to think, and around 10 years, the first conversation I used to have with God at that time, with the source, was arguing with him. I was asking him every time I opened my eyes in the morning why he brought me back to life. And with the time, as children, because it was for me the Father and the God who brought me here into life, I start telling him things I will better do in the other world with him, how I can better serve from there where he is than here into the earth. And so life went on, And when I started, to be as a young adult with working into big corporate companies, insurance companies, and where I was also blessed to support family members, I started to, after a while, to live into the state of fight or fly. Maybe you know that state, right? Constantly. And still the connection with the source, with God, with there, I still believe that one day, somehow, I will disappear from this earth, somehow. Years later, after I had in my family, unfortunately, health difficulty with a family member, a beloved one, I made the decision to go into a survival modus because it was too much. Life was too much. So I went into this survival modus, and I knew that it will take a long time. So in this survival modus, it was the time of depression, and with the time of severe depression. So in that state of depression, I was only fighting against everything, against life. God did not exist anymore for me. Nothing, no one was there to support me. So I needed to fight in order to survive, to fight against everything. Fight. I was constantly in a disagreement why things have been happening to me like this. I didn't want things to be like there was, and I was convinced that I deserve a better life. So this was not my life. So I needed to fight all the time. And I built up the so-called, with the time, ego. Dr. Wayne Dyer, bless his soul, explained it beautifully what the ego actually means. Is it to edge God out? So in that survival modus, it was me against the whole world. I built up this ego, and last year when I started to open up, I found myself surrounded with walls around me, and the body filled with anger, aggression, and nourished by sadness, and in the constant resistance. So at each moment I was ready actually to explode like this. As I said, I was like a balloon actually, a balloon ready to explode at each time. So at that stage, you can imagine, I was not able to receive anything because I was constantly fighting, and receiving was not for me. And the only time I was able to receive was when I was given shiatsu, working as shiatsu therapist. And at that time, each moment, a client came for healing, because it was also shiatsu is also with energy, healing the energy and healing the illness of the person. So each moment I was able to open myself, to align myself with the source, because I know that it was not for me, but for the person who came to receive healing and support. So I was able to align myself with the source, to let the energy flow through me to the person, so I could walk with the person and give him or her the healing and the energy she needed at that time, or he needed at that time. And at the end of the process, or during the process, when the person came with grace and was thankful for the changes in her life or his life, The person showed gratitude, and this gratitude I will take it and give it back to the source, saying this is for you, thank you for helping this person. So Marie Solange was not there actually. And in my daily life, when I receive a present gift, most of the time I used to say, oh, it's okay, no matter, don't bother, it's okay, no big deal, it's okay, it's okay. I rarely say thank you actually, that you are welcome or something like that. Thank you for saying that, or thank you, you are welcome, I did it with the heart. No, but I only react as if it didn't matter. Actually, to be honest, I was most of the time embarrassed if someone said thank you to me. I was embarrassed, I was ashamed, because I didn't want it, I could not let it in. So by doing this, taking the decision last year to go deeper to heal my life, I invest into myself. I invest in the teaching of my Ima. I invest in the teaching of other teachers. And you know how it is said, when a student is ready, teachers appear. So thank you to all the teachers who has been helping me to become the best version of myself. So when I decided to dive into the reason I was not able to receive anything, I learned that, or I discovered that there was wound inside of myself, wound that was saying me or hurting, showing me that I was not deserving to receive anything, that I was not worth of anything, due to my childhood, due to the trauma I was carrying all of my whole life. So this feeling, and especially the belief, the strong belief that I did not deserve anything, was hindering me or blocking me to receive anything, you see. And so doing the inner work and starting with learning and remembering why I made the decision to incarnate in this life, why I made the decision to be here. And I started to build a relationship with myself again, from nothing, as if I was just coming back for the first time again into this life. So building a relationship with myself, the so-called self-care and self-love, I started to say yes to life. So knowing that the whole universe is supporting me, knowing that my ancestors have my back, knowing that I'm here for a reason, knowing that I am worthy, knowing that I am loved, I start to say every morning when I wake up, first of all, thank you. Thank you for this new day. Thank you for having me here. Thank you for sending me here. How can I serve today? So, how can I give whatever you want me to give? How can I shine my life today for myself and for others? So, this is how I have been now saying yes to life. Yes, knowing that I deserve the best that life has to offer. Knowing that I am here to shine my life, knowing that I am on service, knowing that I matter, that my life matters. I start to receiving here, there, thank you. I receive, no matter what I have during the day as a situation. I can handle it because I'm here to learn, and because I know I can make it, and because I know that I'm supported, and because I also know that the whole universe has been supporting me, and I am not alone, and I deserve to be here. So with all that forces that allow me to come back to life and to say yes to life, I am receiving. I'm learning to receive. And this is what, to me, the power of receiving is. The power to say yes to your own life, the power to say yes to the forces who help you, the power to say yes to anything that can come across you, knowing that you can manage it. So, what is it that you say yes to life to? How do you say yes to life? How do you receive compliment? Have you ever asked you that question? If you say yes to life? So, please feel free to share. Because here on Fungameliu, this is about the inner reflection to share so that we can shine our own and unique light for ourselves and also for others. Receiving, as our beautiful Mayima said, is the highest form of living. Each day I receive with grace and love. And I invite you to do the same with your heart.